this is another look through the Dutchman lens, and I'm Isaiah.
I'm Valerie. I'm Natasha.
And today we have guests. Now, the topic of the week, well, I should say actually last week, was Freedom Week. But today we're going to get some coverage on it, and we have two lovely guests. We have Todd Snovel and Claire Haynes, president of the Freedom Rings. And the first topic we would like to bring up is actually about the LBC memes page about Freedom Week.
How do you feel about the meme?
Well, first the meme was kind of, you see the page and then everyone just starts commenting on it. And at first look, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a direct attack on us. Not an attack, but it's focused on our group. And I guess that was kind of the hard part because we've never been like the center of attention and had someone post a meme on us. So at first it was kind of, okay, what's going to happen? Is this going to turn into something bigger? And then you start reading some of the comments on it, and I guess the main comments kind of push to more opinionated, and then you have a big discussion on it. So it didn't lead into much of like bullying or kind of threatening. It was more just commenting and stating their views on it.
I will say first of all that obviously I only speak for me, the individual, when I share my opinions here. I personally, I have to say, I don't take necessary offense to the meme. Maybe I'm just old. I don't really understand the meme. The humor wasn't there, probably because I don't really know the background references to maybe what that scene is depicting. What I will say from my standpoint is, to kind of go off what Claire was saying, I am happy anytime, not that there should be incidents, right? But I'm happy anytime there is a spark that gets our students dialoguing about an issue. And I think that what you saw very much in this meme after 100 and some comments were that there were people, there were members of our student body that obviously have varying thoughts when it comes to things like the place for homosexuality in our society. And we will only evolve as a campus and as students and as a whole campus community if we sit down and have civil ways of talking about it. So obviously we weren't all in the same room when this was happening, but I commend the students that for the most part, there was not, as you said, threatening language, there was not bullying, there was not profanity. It was students sharing, well, here's what I think, well, here's what I think, and can we find any common ground in that? So
I guess the good thing about the meme that came about is that, well, we know it was Freedom Week.
Yeah.
You know, Freedom
Right.
Week was recognized,
Yeah,
and that was the goal.
any press is still press, right?
I mean, even though there were some false accusations on the meme, which led people to have different takes on it. Like when we had our flag flying outside on Sheridan, people were saying how we placed the American flag, which was something that we did not do. We just gave our flag to facilities to hang it up on Sheridan. There are two spots where they keep the American flag holding, so we had nothing to do with that.
Right. So for anybody that's not familiar with the meme, Mallory's gonna read the meme and some of the comments that came along with it.
I don't even know what movie this is from, but it's from a movie and it says, I support gay rights and all, but I hate when opinions are rammed down my throat. And the next one says, LBC has rainbow flags all week, and then there's a face.
A face like,
Yeah.
That was a reenactment right there.
Yeah. There's lots of comments about how they're being hypocritical towards like saying that this is what they believe, yet they're trying to be open-minded and they're just being a hypocrite because they are like trashing their own population, I guess, is what most of these comments are saying. Was there any comments that you read that like hurt you personally? I didn't read all of these.
Not so much. I mean, you just read everyone's talking about like freedom of speech, which, yeah, that's true. I mean, the meme is a freedom of speech and you have the right to say whatever. But when it's an attack on someone, people do take offense to it. And I guess that was the main thing, was we started feeling not necessarily attacked, but talked about, which you never know which way it could go. So.
Well, this not only was it on the LBC meme page, it was also on Twitter and it blew up. But overall, do you think that people maybe misconstrued Freedom Week?
I definitely think so. I mean, people said that we were shoving it down people's throats for our opinions, which all we really did was just post around campus awareness of the LGBT community.
Some of the comments that I found to be kind of striking were a few people who said things like, well, why don't we have straight week on campus? Or why don't we have white person week on campus? And you know, when I talk to students about these issues, when you sort of acknowledge that the society that we're lived in has elevated people who are from majority groups, men, in this area, Christians, Caucasians, heterosexuals. So my answer to that is, well, pretty much every week is straight week, and every week is white person week. So, those were some of the comments. Obviously, my opinion is that some of those students still have some room for growth, but I don't want to be saying that their opinions are wrong because their opinions are theirs.
Do you, either one of you, feel that if this wasn't a social media thing, because people tend to have more backbone on Facebook than they do in person. So if this was just posted in the cafeteria, do you think half these comments would have been made?
Probably not. People probably would have thought about it and then talked to their friends. And then you'd hear it through mainstreaming or just talk around campus. Whereas on Facebook you can see it legibly and see the personal comments that everyone is actually making, and you have a name that you can specify on who said what, and you can actually see. Whereas if people just posted it on campus, then you'd have people talking on campus. You don't know who comes from what or who's saying what, and I guess that probably leads to a bigger issue because you're like, oh, who said that? Or where is this coming from? Is it a legible or a reliable source? And that's the main things that I find if it was posted on for a cafeteria.
Hello, my name is Dennis Brophy. I help produce and edit the Dutchmen Lens. And that last clip you just saw was a conversation taken a couple days ago with our 3 newscasters, along with some very special guests we had on the show. This next video was done by another member of English 316. Her name is Ashlyn. The video is very informative, and I think everybody will really get something out of it if they go ahead and watch it. So thank you so much for your time, and why don't you go ahead and check out this next video.
If I was gay, I would think hip-hop hates me. Have you read the YouTube comments lately? Man, that's gay, gets dropped on the daily. We become so numb to what we're saying. A culture founded from oppression, yet we don't have acceptance for 'em. Call each other faggots behind the keys of a message board. A word rooted in hate, yet our genre still ignores it. Gay is synonymous with the lesser. It's the same hate that's caused wars from religion, gender to skin color, the complexion of your pigment. The same fight that led people to walkouts and sit-ins. It's human rights for everybody, there is no difference. Live on and be yourself. When I was at church, they taught me something else. If you preach hate at the service, those words aren't anointed. That holy water that you soak in has been poisoned when everyone else is more comfortable remaining voiceless rather than fighting for humans that have had their rights stolen. I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're equal. Damn right I support it.